Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I release a legacy video every Friday. Hello everyone, Martin here, back with another legacy video. I've taken a little bit of a break from playing Magic, which is to say, like, for a week. So I'm a little bit unsure about how the format feels right now. Maybe a bit more than a week, actually. Maybe closer to 2 weeks. But I felt like playing Doomsday today, and I felt like playing something other than the Tameo Barogoyf list that I've been playing lately. So I wanted to run a bug Doomsday list here, and I wanted to also have it feature the One Ring. So basically, I swapped a couple of personal tutors for a couple of copies of the One Ring, added a third days at the cost of the one duress to sort of bolster my blue count. But other than that, this list is somewhat faithful to Luca Fasoli's approach to Bug Doomsday. I decided to add a single copy of Shieldred in the sideboard. I think maybe 3 Carpet of Flowers could be correct, but I'm not sure. But I think this list is fairly well poised. Um, Maybe I want 3 rings instead of the one personal tutor. That could be the third ring, but I'm also okay with having like 5 copies of Doomsday, quote unquote. And yeah, I like how this list has full playset of Lotus Petals and 4 Cyclers, so it's pretty fast. We also have Preordain if we want to like play a little bit of a longer game versus control decks and stuff. And I'm still very happy with the 1-1 split of Thassa's Oracle and Jace Wheeler of Mysteries, so there's that. Alrighty, so I think without further ado, I'm going to jump into a league. Okay, on the draw for round number 1 with, I would say, serviceable hand. So I'm going to keep. Yeah, this list doesn't play basic swamp, so we can't like play around Wasteland, but we wouldn't want basic swamp anyways. I think if I don't draw either Doomsday or I guess the One Ring, or personal tutor, I would want to ponder on turn 1 anyways. Meanwhile, opponent is in a basic island ponder gamer, and they do not shuffle. Okay. Street Wraith. I think I'm okay just pondering here. Like, if they wasteland us, like, I mean, hopefully we find more lands. At least, like, one more. And if not, we can cycle Edge of Autumn. Don't think I want these cards, even though that is under City Sewers. But, yeah, no, I don't think I want to just play that tapped on turn 2. So I'm going to shuffle. We find the One Ring, so that's pretty sweet. If we don't get wastelanded here, we can Dark Ritual out the One Ring next turn and back it up with Force of Will. Although that is somewhat vulnerable to like a daze. Okay, that's not a wasteland, so and that's also not Underground Sea, so it doesn't cast Orcish Bowmasters. Okay, second Ponder, and they have Tropical Island. Kind of wondering if this is Omnitel. They shuffle. Okay, so this time they shuffle. Right. Guess I'd like to find a Daze in case they have something like Veil or Spell Pierce. Okay. Second Underground Sea. I think I like that more than playing out the Cavern of Souls right now. And I am going to run this into Spell Pierce or Daze. And I will force, and if they can like back that up, then that's not so good. But they don't, and this is just in. Okay, I'm going to draw a card. One Ring is in. That's a Lotus Petal, which I think I'm going to play because we might want to do something at instant speed with a mana. So let's pass here. Second Tropical Island. And what is this? 3 mana, 3 blue mana. Show and tell. Okay, so it was Omnitel. Let's cycle the Street Wraith. We might find Daze or another blue card. So we don't have to pitch the... Oh, look at that. We did find the Daze. I'm gonna Daze this Show and Tell. That just happened. Alright, that was pretty sweet. Okay, so this One Ring has to, like, take us home. Oh, look at that. So I think I Doomsday here, and I put a Force of Will on top. I suppose I could just go for it here with force backup. Let's see here. We cycle the Edge of Autumn into Street Wraith, um, into Thassa's Oracle, but that kind of runs into a Daze if they have like Daze Force of Will. I think I would rather just put a Force of Will on top that we can cycle into at instant speed with the Edge of Autumn in our hand, and then like we'll untap and draw 3 cards and be happy. Suppose I could also like Thoughtseize right now. What's my life total? It's gonna be 8. I'm gonna take 2 on my upkeep, so it'll be 6. If I Thoughtseize, I'll be at 4. If I Force, I'll be at 3. Force again, I'll be at 2. So that means I can't Street Wraith, but that's probably fine. Let's see here. So we cycle Edge of Autumn by sacking Underground Sea. We draw Thoughtseize. And then if somehow we need to Force twice next turn, we sack the Petal to cast Brainstorm, and we draw Force Jace Edge of Autumn. Something like that. But then we will have drawn... Then we can't activate the ring, though, next turn. I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's see here. Let's put Thassa on the bottom and then like Edge on top. And well, then that actually won't be fine, right? If I have double force. No, I'm sure it'll be fine. We cycle this. We Thoughtseize them. Show and Tell and stock up and attracts on Cunning Wish. So like Cunning Wish could potentially do something next turn. I think I take the Show and Tell though. Yeah, let's just do that. So if they play a land and Cunning Wish for like Consign to Memory, we can just Force of Will the Consign, or we'd Force of Will the Cunning Wish, I guess. I'm not gonna bother about a I clicked the Cunning Wish by mistake. I'm not gonna worry about like them casting stock up here. They do Cunning Wish. So let's see here. Their hand is Flooded Strand, stock up plus Atraxa, and then 1 unknown card. I guess if that card is Force of Will, they can... I don't think I care though, right? Like, what's the worst thing they could get here? Like Surgical Extraction and shuffle my deck, but I'm going to be drawing everything anyways. Plus then I can just Force of Will the Surgical. If they get the Consign to Memory, they play their land, it's fine. I hope there's not something I'm missing. Okay, they got the Surgical. So I guess this just gets them to see my hand and stuff and what the pile is, which is fine. Okay, Surgical on Edge of Autumn. That actually is a little bit annoying, right? Because there is 1 in the pile. So there's an Edge of Autumn in the pile, which means then I can't activate the ring. So I think I'm just gonna Force of Will this. Let's see if they might have like a Spell Piercer or something here. Okay, they didn't. Okay, so I draw for turn after going down to 3 life. And then I draw the last 3 cards of the deck and make this Cavern of Souls named Merfolk, and there's Thassa. Okay, so that took the game 1 here. Let's see. For game number 2, I want Sheoldred. I want Carved Flowers and Veil Summer. I want Flusterstorm. I want Force of Negation. I think that's probably it. We could like bring in Abrupt Decay to kill like their Carpet Flowers, but maybe that's not really necessary. Let's board out a Personal Tutor and like Lotus Petal and like a copy of Daze and 2 Cyclers probably. So we're on 22 blue cards right now. I think I board out Consider as well. Maybe another Lotus Petal. And then I do kind of like having Thassa and Jace here because they are they likely have access to like Cunning Wish for Consign to Memory. I like the 1 ring there, so I don't really feel like cutting that. 18 plus 3, 21 blue cards. Maybe we cut a Preordain, so we're on like 20 blue cards straight up. Yeah, let's try this. I will keep this hand though. I'm not in love with it, but it's not something I feel like I can throw away. But if they have a fast, progressive like start here, that can be a problem. No Carpet of Flowers on turn 1. There's a Veil of Summer. I'll ponder here. Ugh. I think I probably do take this, although I am not happy about not seeing a land among those 3 cards. That means Ponder next turn really has to deliver. Okay. They also have a Ponder here on their second turn. So I think they have Veil of Summer in hand. Either that or like Flusterstorm, because I think that just makes sense when the play pattern is fetch land, go, and then on the second turn, cast Ponder. Okay, so I am going to Ponder here because land now is everything. There is no land, so I'm going to shuffle. And there is a land, so that was fortunate. And I'll pass. They pass, no third land drop. Interesting, okay. I'm not going to fetch Undercity Sewers, I'll just take my draw step. And I think I will cast Brainstorm here before committing my land drop. They want to fight about this. Okay, fascinating. I am just going to let that happen and play my Underground Sea and pass. Still no land drop from the opponent. They are like flooded on spells here. Okay, another Brainstorm. I will cast that. Okay, I don't think we need 2 Veil of Summer. And I think I'm going to put away the Thassa's Oracle. Though Thassa's Oracle gives us double force. But I think this Daze is going to be pretty good when they're clearly like stuck on that 2 land over there. I'm going to play Petal here. It lets me fetch Undercity Sewers if I feel like I need that and still have the green mana. They have a Brainstorm. Okay. That will likely get them out of the hurt locker over there of not having any more land drops. No shuffle on the fetch land, so they really like all their cards. There's the Mistrise Village. That's kind of scary. I suppose I think I will fetch the Undercity Sewers here. I would really love to find what would I love to find the most? I was gonna say a Cycler, but because I only have 2 Cyclers left in the deck, like if I go Doomsday and then make a pile that has like I draw Cycler now and then I make a pile that's Cycler Thassa, then them casting Show and Tell me like putting in Thassa won't win the game. I still think I get the Undercity Sewers regardless. I think I need to act fast here, and I would like some quality on this draw step. Undercity Sewers, yeah. I did actually find the Cycler. Okay, actually, let's go for this. And then I guess I'm going to cast Doomsday, right? They can make Force of Will uncounterable here. I really hope they don't have a Spell Pierce. Oh, they do. I think I Veil of Summer here. And then they probably Force of Will. At which point I hope they make that uncounterable with the Mistrise Village, because then I can Daze the Spell Pierce. I guess, like, if they point Force of Will at Doomsday, but I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to point it at Veil of Summer. Because, like, the economy of that makes it so I don't draw a card, and then the same things get countered, I guess, would be my reasoning. If they have a Veil of Summer of their own, and Force, they might just Force without paying mana through the Mistrise, and then... Oh, hang on. What's going on? Flusterstorm. That's really good. So let's see. Fluster. Every copy of Flusterstorm is pointed at Veil of Summer. So Veil of Summer is just going to get countered here. And then I'm going to Force of Will, pitching Force of Will on the Spell Pierce. And then if they Veil of Summer, I will Daze. And if they Force, then that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And then maybe I'll have the One Ring in like a couple of turns. but most likely I'll lose. Here comes the world's most obvious Veil of Summer, or most expected, I guess. No way. Days. They also have Force of Will. Okay. So they get to draw a card here, so they have 3 cards in hand. My Doomsday is countered. And I'm going to replay Undercity Sewers, and, well, let's see. If their hand is Show and Tell, Atraxa, Ancient Tomb, then it's pretty bad. Let's see. Looks like 3 mana. Yeah, there's Show and Tell. I'll put in the One Ring. There's Omniscience. And a Stock Up. That probably wins it, but it's not impossible to whiff. I suppose maybe I'm supposed to draw there because I could, if I find Force of Will and then I cycle Edge of Autumn, there's the track. So, well, let's try that. Okay. Well, let's just see what Atraxa reveals. There's Emrakul. Okay. And concede. Trick Bind in the main deck. I mean, that makes sense. They have that in the sideboard for the Cunning Wish, and then they bring it in as the main deck card. Okay. Don't think I saw anything that makes me want to really reconsider things here, so let's just resubmit and let's keep this hand. I'm gonna ponder turn 1 and likely brainstorm turn 2 to get rid of this Thassa, but we'll see. Opponent also kept 7. Veil of Summer. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. I think I'm gonna keep these. Yeah, let's pass. Misty Rainforest, pass. Okay. Let's cast this Brainstorm. And let's get rid of Thassa's Oracle and Cavern of Souls. And I'll get Tropical Island here and cast Ponder. Force Days Veil. Ugh. Gosh, I don't know about this. I don't think this is very good. Like, I want to cast Ponder next turn, which is the Ponder for the blue card for the Force. If I then draw Days and Force, and then I ponder into Veil plus 2 unknowns. Yeah, maybe that is good enough. Okay, I'm going to try that. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure I love that. Also a little bit awkward having to fetch Tropical Island to cast Ponder because I wanted a green card, a green producing land, but I also want to be able to cast Doomsday, so yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's cast Ponder. Veil of Summer, Shouldered the Apocalypse, and Street Wraith. Shouldered is pretty sweet, but also I can't play her, so I'm gonna shuffle these. Fetch land. That's pretty good. I'm really, like, they have so many counter spells in this deck that I don't trust that I'm gonna be able to force anything through here. I think my best bet is like to just draw Doomsdays and put them repeatedly on the stack. Another Veil of Summer. Okay, let's see. I cast Doomsday. They Spell Pierce. I Veil of Summer. They Flusterstorm no, they Force of Will. Then I force back, they Veil, and it's a huge blowout for me. I think I'm gonna wait a turn, see if I can spike another land off of Undercity Sewers, because then that way I can Veil twice. Okay, Brainstorm. I feel like this is a really good card for them. Oh, another land. Oh man. I'm gonna fetch Undercity Sewers now, and depending on whether or not there's land, I might be interested in cycling a Veil of Summer. I'm not sure. Let's get Undercity Sewers. Force of Negation. Okay, I am actually going to leave that on top. I'm going to signal to the whole world that I have 2 Veil of Summer here and cycle 1. I think because they're choked on mana, there is a chance that Force pitching Force and then Daze and Veil together are going to hold up the fort here. Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual is pretty good because that means I no longer just lose to, like, that Spell Pierce becomes a lot less relevant, but let's see. They do have 7 cards, and they've been discarding, so not terribly optimistic here, but we will see. Okay, there was a long pause and now a fetch. I was wondering maybe they're like considering letting this resolve because they think they have it beat if they have like Trick Bind plus double force or something. Brainstorm. Okay. I like that. I like that they're tapping here because it makes whatever else they can do a lot more susceptible to my hand. Okay. Brainstorm is done resolving. A Force of Will. I think I Force of Will. I think that's going to draw out a Veil of Summer, which I'm going to daze. Okay, no. That just happened. They have Flusterstorm, maybe? Another Force. Okay. What was pitched here? Atraxa was pitched. Okay, so if they have... They're forcing again now. I just saw the life total twitch here. Force pitching Ponderous. So if they have Flusterstorm, they get to win now. Because Flusterstorm beats this Veil of Summer. At least if they remember to point some of the copies of Fluster on the Doomsday. But yeah, let's Veil. So Flusterstorm, they did have it. Let's see. If they just put all copies of Veil on Veil Summer, I just dazed the Force, so I'm pretty sure they're not going to do that. But that is what they did last game. But let's see. That seems just very wrong. Yeah, they changed the target to Doomsday. Okay, let's see. How many copies are on Doomsday? 1 is on Veil, 2 is on Veil, 3 is on Veil. Ooh. Only 3 on Veil. No, 4 is on Veil. So 1 is on Doomsday. 1 copy is on Doomsday. Is that right? Yeah, okay. Alright, let's see here. So the copies on Veil can all resolve. I'm not going to pay for those. Resolving Flusterstorm on Magic Online is always a little bit tricky. But I do consider myself to be fairly competent with that. Let's just make sure. So this copy right here is targeting the Doomsday. See how it's highlighted on Doomsday? None of the other ones are. So this one, not going to pay for it. Well, I can't even because they're just fizzling. Okay, so this is the one targeting the Doomsday. And I'm going to pay. So now the rest of the Flusterstorm copies should just fizzle. And I'm left with a copy of Force of Will targeting my Doomsday, and I'm going to daze that. Okay. So Doomsday resolves, and I boarded out the Consider, which is unfortunate. Can I win, though? I don't think so. So I would Edge of Autumn into Brainstorm. Brainstorm drawing, tapping my mana. I guess, no, I can win, right? So Brainstorm, I draw Lines Out Diamond, Street Wraith, Thassa's Oracle. Let's see here. Brainstorm. LED. Street Wraith. Thassa's Oracle. I guess. I don't know. Like it doesn't really matter. I'll win or lose right now. Putting Jason there. So let me just make sure I draw enough cards here. So Edge draws 1 card, Brainstorm draws another card, Street Wraith draws a 3rd card. So that's enough cards. I will Edge into Brainstorm, tap my Undercity Sewers, Brainstorm drawing LED, Street Wraith, Thassa. I'll put back Underground Sea, Thassa, and then when Thassa is put on the stack, the deck will be Jace on the bottom with Underground Sea on top. Alright, cycle Edge of Autumn. Ooh, if they have Surgical, that can still get me here. They have 2 cards. Well, we'll see. Put back Underground Sea, Thassa's Oracle. Yeah, Surgical makes it a 2-3 that I lose the game right now. So let's hope they don't have that. Okay, looks like they didn't. And Thassa's in, and Thassa wins the game. All right, sweet. Off to winning start. Let's go for round number 2. Alrighty, on the play for round number 2. And yes, good hand. Let's go for it. I'm not going to play Afraid of Wasteland because I think it's correct here with Doomsday in hand. Like if Preordained finds as a Lotus Petal, then we're pretty happy. We're also pretty happy with this. I'm gonna stack them Catacombs and then Ponder so that I have double Force, which is a slight upgrade to Force Days, which I would otherwise have. I'm just gonna pass here. I keep open my options and I can fetch Undercity Sewers on end of turn. They fetch the sewers. Plow into the graveyard. Okay, so it's a fair Undercity Sewers deck. That also probably means Wasteland, but yeah, we'll have to see about that. Cycle Lorn revealed. Okay. Getting what? Meticulous Archivos. Okay. Mostly, I would have to say I would be worried about like this being a Dreadnought deck then, but Batterskull says otherwise. Blue card gives us Force Days here. Thoughtseize. Don't think I want Thoughtseize. I could want Thoughtseize, like post Doomsday. No, I think I'm gonna like put that in the graveyard. It's all about the here and now, right? Okay, double days. Interesting. Don't think there's a need to fetch Bayou here. I would rather not get choked on the blue. Okay, that just resolved. Fascinating. Let's put Thassa and Cavern of Souls in there. Let's put Jason there just to be on this, well, I'm not going to say safe side, but okay, so we can put Jace on the bottom, and then we can like draw edge into Street Wraith, Wraith into Cavern, cast Ponder, draw Thassa, and have like a bunch of counter spells. And then we can also, like, if we somehow suspect they would, I'm not sure how we're going to suspect that, but if we do, that they are a consigned to memory main deck, we can pivot. It would mean that we can't afford to cycle Edge of Autumn, but yeah. Not Wasteland, happy about that. I would also welcome any 3-mana play. Oh, let's see here. So, Bowmasters, we go down to 7. Street Wraith means down to 5, down to 4. Edge down to 3. Ponder down to 2. And then I can only force once. So maybe I just force this right now. How about that? They Spell Pierce? No, they Brainstorm. Okay. Well, either way, my days suddenly got a lot better. Bowmasters is countered. I'm going to start out with this Ponder. Okay, and that just happened. Lovely. So let's cycle these. I also just quietly will highlight that Jace being the bottom card means they don't see it. I still don't think Jace is anywhere near the known quantity that obviously Thassa is. Okay, so we take game 1 against a Esper Stoneblade mid-range deck. So what does that mean? That probably means, or could possibly mean, like Meddling Mage, Lavinia. I think like having Abrupt Decay is pretty relevant here. Having Veil of Summer seems pretty good. Maybe a Flusterstorm. Pernicious Deed? Nah, probably not, right? Okay, so I think like cutting a cycler or 2 is certainly reasonable. Cutting Personal Tutor is also acceptable here. I'll cut a Lotus Petal. Not sure if I'm supposed to... Oh, hang on, I didn't bring in Carpet Flowers. I want to bring in Carpet Flowers. Yeah. Let's bring out a second copy of Lotus Petal and maybe Days number 3 on the draw. Yeah, let's try this. I'm at 20 blue cards exactly. I think we keep this. I'm not in love with it, but hey. I like that though. That means no Thoughtseize on turn 1, which means my Veil of Summer suddenly is live. I put Ponder into the graveyard. Okay. I like lands here, please. No, not it's not a land. Okay, I'll pass. Brainstorm. Okay. I feel like fetching Undercity Sewers, finding hopefully a fetch land, and then like being able to untap, go Thoughtseize, and then have Veil of Summer. Okay, let's see. Scrub land. Thoughtseize. Okay. Well, that pushes my hand here. Tropical Island, Veil of Summer. Please don't daze me. Force. Okay. I will force back. Pitching the other force. Okay. Well, Vale drew a brainstorm. Come on, land. No. Okay, please. Please land. Oh my god, that was so bad. Let's put back. Lineside Diamond and Jace, probably. I am actually going to preordain off of this Lotus Petal. There's a little bit of a high roll here. Like if there's a land underneath, it's a massive reward. If not, it's a punishment. And there was no land. Thankfully, not a wasteland. And I will force. I won't force Stoneforge. I'll force Teferi. I'll force Narset. Snapcaster. I'll force him. Get out of here, Snapcaster. Now my hand is just junk. I really, really need a land. Okay, that was good. Land achieved. Oops, not cast Veil. I'm gonna cast this Thoughtseize. Bowmasters, thank you very much. They have Baleful Strix. Very happy I Thoughtseize there. There's the Strix. Bring the Owl. Come on, Thoughtseize me, please. Ponder. Okay, let's ponder. Tell you what. I might just like draw this Underground Sea, play it. Next turn, I'll draw Edge of Autumn, and then I can cast Edge of Autumn and ramp out an island. But that leaves down Veil, though. I'm not sure about that one. Yeah, I think actually maybe that was a punt because, like, even now, if they Thoughtseize me, I'm then drawing the basic island. I don't know. Maybe that's also okay. They left a card on top. Stoneforge. Okay. That's pretty decisive at this juncture of the game. I'm going to get massive smacks next turn. And, like, I am going to do it because I don't want to draw the island. But, next turn, getting pummeled by the Cauldra, I'll take 6. Be at 7. And I can't even, like, draw Doomsday. Well, I mean, I can draw Doomsday, but I can't even cast Doomsday. They shuffle their Ponder. Okay. Okay. Here comes the Cauldra. What's my best draw here? Probably the One Ring. Street Wraith. I will cycle that. No. All right. Let's go to a sideboard here. I think I'm still pretty happy. I'll probably bring in the Third Days over what though? Maybe it's a preordain. I don't know. Like I like preordain, but I also like third copy of Days here. Like ideally, we can make some impactful plays on turns 1 or 2, and Days can help facilitate that. I am instantly, I think, going to mulligan this because it just doesn't like if they've Thoughtseize me here, I'm just going nowhere. Okay, I like this better. Put away one of the Doomsday copies, and I'm gonna Thoughtseize. Please don't show me Wasteland. We've not seen Wasteland for the 2 first games. No Wasteland. What's the take here? It's between Bowmasters and the Force of Will. So I think it's the Bowmasters. Yeah, that's the card I'm prepared to play against the least, I think, with this hand. Force of Will on my Doomsday is obviously not good, but we have ways to beat a Force of Will. Meticulous Archive. They get rid of a Flusterstorm. That's pretty interesting. Okay, I will ponder. Love to find a fetch land and get this carpet online. Yes, please. I'm gonna fetch by you here. So like if they choose to force of will this, which I don't think they will, but if they do, then I'm like closer to the Doomsday. And I think I'm gonna keep. No, I might actually cast this brainstorm here. Like if they end up with a finding another bowmasters, then that's pretty annoying. I like finding the second the One Ring. I'm gonna put back both of these business cards and let them Thoughtseize this hand if they do find Thoughtseize. Lorien revealed. Please don't have like some bullshit like prismatic ending here. Okay. Ooh, and they're tapped out now. And I get to make 2 mana. And what just happened here? They put another Bowmasters, this surveilled the Bowmasters into the graveyard. Let's trigger this and make black mana. I'm gonna cycle the Street Wraith. And I am actually going to attempt the Doomsday here. I think some of the worst that could happen here is if they force and also have Surgical to Fairy. So their hand is Baleful Strix, Plow, and then 2 unknowns. I'm going to Brainstorm in response. Oof. Okay. Let's put back Brainstorm and the One Ring. If they do have Surgical, if they have Surgical, it's like bad no matter what. Oh, I was supposed to keep the Brainstorm in hand then. If I had the land drop, I didn't think about that. Now they Brainstorm. And a Thoughtseize. That's going to take my Veil. Okay. So if they found another counterspell here, that's kind of bad for us. But it's going to be, I think, a 2-for-1 either way, if that happens to happen. Okay. I'm going to just cast this One Ring, see what happens. Suppose I could have, that was a punt. I should have pondered first, look for days. Yeah, oh my god, man, what a misplay. They have the force here. Just show me the days, put me out of my misery here. I think I'm gonna grab Tropical Island here in case they just find another Thoughtseize. And then I'm gonna draw Brainstorm next turn. Yeah, I feel like I've really squandered my, like, a very favorable position. This carpet has been, like, doing really well for me, and I've not been able to take advantage of it. Oh, look at that. Thoughtseize. And Brainstorm, okay. And fetch land, but 1 card in hand. Let's just probably assume it's not the thing. I'm going to cast Brainstorm right now. And not trigger the... Another carpet. Okay. Let's, I think we put back the carpet and play our Tropical Island that they know about. And then hope that they go like Snapcaster Mage, Thoughtseize. But yeah, this is pretty bad. I think I'm gonna lose this game because I didn't take advantage of, like, I didn't resolve one of my 2 business spells. Because I got a little bit impatient, and also because the One Ring, like, because I didn't cast Ponder first. Like, Ponder didn't find days. Would I have cast the One Ring afterwards? Probably. But maybe that would have been a mistake. Yeah, I don't know. Yep. Now they just get their clock, turn sideways 3 times, and I am gone. I think I'm actually supposed to Veil of Summer here. Because if not, then I'm just Brainstorm locked here. So that's disappointing. They didn't shuffle with the Ponder either, so... let's make green and cast a second carpet. And here comes Cauldra. I go down 10, right? Yeah. And I draw land. Oh, God. They Brainstorm at the end of my turn, and here we go. Alright, here comes 6. I'm at 5. And we draw second Dark Ritual. We lose. Oh no. Okay. off to game number 3. Alrighty, on the play again here for round number 3. And, oh, almost interesting, but I'm going to mulligan this hand that doesn't produce black mana. This hand does. This hand makes turn 1 Doomsday, but with no resources in play. Still, it does seem like the kind of thing we're here to do. So I think I'm going to bottom Veil of Summer. I was thinking about the One Ring, but like if they have Force of Will, then the One Ring is what maybe gets us back in the game some turns down the road. Always tricky when you have no idea what you're up against. Seems like an F6 opponent. So, okay, I don't think I'm going to play around Blood Moon, because that would require us to put Lotus Petals in our deck. I think I'm going to play around a future counterspell with the Cavern of Souls. Is the rest about cycling here? How does this work? So I draw Basic Island, cast Ponder, draw Street Wraith into Cavern of Souls in case I get Thought Seized, then draw Edge, and then have Thassa. I like that. Could be we're up against like Oops All Spells or something, which obviously this doesn't really do very well against, but oh no! I was just saying I'm not playing around Blood Moon. Alright. Blood Moon. Magus of the Moon. Yep. We waged on the wrong thing here. Okay, Subtlety is good versus Magus of the Moon. Force of Negation is good against Blood Moon. Abrupt Decay is kind of hard to cast versus Blood Moon. Shouldered is actually okay, I think, in this spot. But what are we cutting here? I think a couple of copies of the Preordains, like both Preordains, can go. Don't think I want Jace. They do play like a Disruptor Flute, so having an alternative to Thassa is fine. But I think Disruptor Flute is gonna probably mostly come in versus or like to name Doomsday. What else? On the play, I kind of like Thoughtseize. Oh yeah, Veil of Summer. Goodbye, Veil. And I think, it's not. I don't really want to cut anything else. Maybe the Shouldered then. Yeah, maybe Shouldered is too much of a like wishful thinking kind of play. Oh well. Yeah, let's keep this. I think I just Thoughtseize here. If they can somehow power through a Blood Moon, then Polluted Delta fetching Basic Island would have been nice to have, but yeah. Oh, and they do have just about a little bit of everything here. Wow. Look at that. Chalice of the Void and Red Elemental Blast. Yeah. I don't think I'm winning this game. I think we take the Disruptor Flute. That's what I think is most likely going to be able to play around Daze. Then we hope Daze can sort of beat these cards. Depending on like, oh okay, Shell's on 0. Okay, that's fine. It's not great, but it doesn't mean that this Blood Moon is going to be great for them, because I can never resolve a Lotus Petal then. And maybe I cycle Street right now. Like cyclers become worse. Oh god. Without being able to play LED and stuff. Oh, they rev this. Sure. I think that's fine, or rather it will have to be fine. There's Ancient Tomb. Did they also find a Spirit Guide here? Broadside. I'm gonna fight over this. I mean, the Blood Moon is the more scary card, I suppose, but I also don't think, like, without fast mana, I'm not winning fast, so like this Broadside just sitting in play is not gonna be particularly beatable. Thoughtseize, that's actually pretty good. I mean, I'm still being horribly just reactive here, but any one of my 6 copies of Doomsday and the One Ring, like this, are unlocked this Dark Ritual. So, all right, let's Thoughtseize again. Um, yeah, I think we have to take Blood Moon here. Like, if they just draw land, they beat the days on the Blood Moon. I'm not super optimistic about either of these cards resolving. So, how about not drawing any lands, opponent? They drew a land. Oh, they went for the ring. Okay, so I'm gonna daze that. Okay, I need the One Ring right now. Brainstorm, okay. I'll take a Brainstorm. Oh, will you get out of here? Okay, so this is gonna be tough, but we keep going. There's broadside, means I'm at 12. They want to throw the Chalice, they can do that for 2, but I don't expect that they will. Yeah, the One Ring and then like Doomsday is how we potentially beat this. I'm gonna fetch Bayou. I think. Let me just check, but I think I brought in an Abrupt Decay, right? Yeah, Abrupt Decay is in my deck here. Oh, I could have also just looked at the deck. I looked at the sideboard when the deck was open for me. Great. Fuck. Okay, I think we're rapidly running out of plays here. Force pitching Dark Ritual is a play. I think we probably have to force anything here. Oh, let's cast this Force of Will on this Chalice here. Like, Chalice for 1 is not even that scary, but it makes it so I can't cast this Force of Will. Oh, this is rough. Yeah, I can't cast this. Can't cast this. Like, I would go to 4, and then they attack me for 2, and then throw the Chalice for 2, so I think I have to just pass here. I'm gonna leave the fetch land. No, maybe that's wrong. Yeah, I think I should have played out the fetch land. They drew a spell. Magus. All right, GG's. Wow, that was a slaughter. All right, off to round number 4. On the draw for round number 2. So I think I will keep this hand. It's not exactly a turn 1 win because we're not playing Deep Analysis. Ooh, opponent's going out of 5. Please say that doesn't mean oops. Oh, it's Cloud Post. Cloud Post Arena. Okay. Hang on. So I go 1 mana, becomes 3, 5, 7. I could like ritual out Doomsday and then the One Ring. I don't expect that's a particularly good use of my resources here. So I'm gonna pass actually. I don't want to. I want to win on the turn that I put Doomsday into play. Now they have Disruptor Flute though. I guess Disruptor Flute doesn't really matter because I have all these Dark Rituals. I mean, Disruptor Flute on naming Doomsday, oops, doesn't really matter. Please, Disruptor Flute name Doomsday. I guess Disruptor Flute just doesn't matter. Kozilek's Command could matter here, but not if we make this about Jace. Okay, so I'm gonna cycle Edge, draw Brainstorm, cast Brainstorm, draw Lion's Eye Diamond, Jace Wheeler of Mysteries, and a Street Wraith. And then I'm going to put Thassa and... no, I guess that's it, right? So Edge draws a card, Brainstorm draws a card, Street Wraith draws a card, Jace draws effectively 3 cards. Yeah. It's important, I think, to put Thassa in here to not give away that you are winning with something else. Okay. Alright, let's cycle this Edge of Autumn here. This is when they might want to do the thing. And we will actually be able to play completely around um, Disruptor Flute here. I guess Disruptor Flute on Lines at Diamond, or Disruptor Flute like on Street Wraith. But other than that, all right, let's sack for blue. Play Jace. If they Disruptor Flute right now, I keep backing down from what I was saying. Like, if they Disruptor Flute now, they name Jace, I can't activate him. Then they have 2 full turns. 3 full turns even, so that means they probably win? Okay. Yeah, maybe that I was thinking I was more clever than I was. Okay. Cloud Post means Karn probably. Let's bring in Force of Negation and oh, they just concede. Oh my god. Okay, maybe they didn't have time, maybe they just dislike playing against combo that much. All right, off to the final round. All right, on the play for the final round, positive record on the line. This is some mulligan, I believe. And oh my god. Will I be happier going down to 5 cards? This hand gives us force of will and like put a bad a bad land to play it off. I think I want mulligan. Oh no, what? Yeah, going on a 4. Yep, keep this. Get rid of Jace. Get rid of the One Ring. Or like I have 2 lands that don't make black mana. Maybe I get rid of Doomsday instead. Get rid of Jace. Get rid of Doomsday. I guess no, that doesn't make sense. I'm gonna be getting rid of one of the lands as well. Goodbye to the One Ring. Goodbye to Jace. Goodbye to Tropical Island. Holy cannoli, this is not good. But, I mean, if Undercity Sewer spikes as a Dark Ritual, suddenly everything is looking a lot sweeter. Mistress Bauble, so it's either 8 cast or Delver. So it's 8 cast. Or I guess 8 cast also like is a painter deck these days. They're not tapping or sacking the Bauble. Okay, now they are. Okay, small rant incoming. Returning viewers to the channel will know my feelings on this. This is like one of those classic examples of how Magic Online doesn't like replicate paper play. So my opponent just bobbled me. They saw the top card of my deck. I am going to be fetching Undercity Sewers. In a paper game, I would pick up my deck. I would look at the top card as I was leafing through finding Undercity Sewers, and I would see what my opponent had seen. And if my opponent had seen a copy of Doomsday, or if they had seen an Underground Sea, that's a massive difference on how I can expect them to proceed with the rest of this game. There's not really anything you could do about it unless they figure out a way to like show your deck as it was sorted when it was just randomized. Like once I shuffle here, the screen I see right now, like if that showed the deck in order, that would be a way to get around it. But I'm not expecting that to come anytime soon. All right, daze. I don't think I can really keep a daze. Come on, Dark Ritual. No. But I suppose Thoughtseize is okay here. I'm going to Thoughtseize right now and pass the turn. Double Force of Will. Lovely. So this is a bit of a weird hand from this PO Jewel Lotus deck, probably, right? Yeah, they're looking for a land here as well. Play out their Petal. If they find a Bauble here, the Mox Opal is turned on. Nope. Another copy of Doomsday. Okay, Brainstorm, please deliver. Interesting. I'm actually going to put back Doomsday and Petal. And then I'm going to play Underground Sea and pass and Hope against hope that they will tap out, making this days live. Okay, they're just passing. I think that means I'm also just passing here. I'm not far away from just casting Doomsday on consecutive turns, but we're not there yet. I don't think I can get them to tap out though, unfortunately. Okay, so that's a blue mana. They shock it in. Manifold key. Okay, so now their opal is on. They have another opal, so they could stock up here, but it would cost them a lot. Okay, I think I am gonna force the issue here. There are ways I can get to triple black mana next turn with this daze in hand, like if I draw a spell. And if I just draw a land, then that's also pretty good. And they're for sure gonna force this. Yeah, force pitch PO. So that happened. Is this stock up? I would imagine. Stock up at the cost of either the second Mox Opal or the Lotus Petal. Here is a stock up. I don't know if they're also playing Force of Negation in the main deck. I would kind of be surprised. But like Metallic Rebuke is probably something they got access to. Ooh, a Thoughtcast. Okay, so they're kind of going off here, drawing a bunch of cards. Here's Emery. Okay, so now like Daze is live. If I draw a land here, I can Doomsday with Daze backup. I am worried about Painter. Oh, come on! Like that was one of the few cards that I just couldn't afford to draw. Well, I guess not one of the few. Like Force Will's also dead here. Um, the One Ring is dead, but oh, that's disappointing. Disappointing. And now they get to like untap into all sorts of joy. There's a saga that means in another 2 turns they get grinding stone, or grindstone rather, not grinding. They pick up a petal here. Interesting. What are they? That mean they were casting PO. If they were, I think Bobble does the same thing, but then afterwards draws you a card. I don't know. Okay, so I mean, let's try this. We didn't come here to have 3 black mana and not play Doomsday, right? Sink into Stupor. Okay. Emery targets Lotus Petal. So they're giving up on constructs to cast a giant, or rather, well, to draw 4 cards. They're drawing 4 with PO. I'm just going to yield until end of turn and see what happens. Like, having just F6 through this is not free. Like, they could have, there could be something I could daze here, but I don't really care. Honestly, I feel like this game is obviously lost, but I just want to see if I get a turn and can put Doomsday on the stack. Okay, now I don't care. They have Paradox Engine. Alright. So, I would expect more forces post board. I would probably expect like Lodestone Golem. I like some of the stuff here that I have. I like the Consign to Memory. I like Sholdred. Like Force of Negation. I like Veil of Summer. I really like Pernicious Deed. I might even like Abrupt Decay, but I am like, this is just so many things to bring in. So I think like they're probably a Karn deck. So I'm gonna board out the One Ring, I think. And probably a couple of copies of Lotus Petal, or at least one. I think like putting 2 cyclers away is also fine. I'll put away a personal tutor. I think I put away Lines of Diamond as well. I mean, that makes casting Jace a little bit hard, but that's okay. And I'll cut Consider as the last card. So I'm at 23 blue cards, which is, yeah, I'll take this hand. We're a land drop away from from turn 2 Doomsday. We get to turn 1 Thoughtseize, Underground Sea, and Thoughtseize. Double Sink into Stupor, Emery, Mishra's Bauble, Seat of the Synod. Guess I get rid of Emery. Seat of the Synod, Mox Opal, and I guess Mishra's Bauble. Grim Monolith. I think that's okay. Fire off Bauble. And pass. On land or Dark Ritual. Land or Dark Ritual. Or Lotus Petal. Only one of those left. Land, Dark Ritual. They draw. God. Well. Oh my god, that's frustrating. Alright, we pass. And now, like, Sink into Stupor is on. Their stock up is going to be really good here. Okay, that's the stock up. I almost feel like forcing this because I think this is just going to get away from me. That means they can sink into Stupor next turn, which will sort of bounce my spell. So like Thassa, Jace, whatever. But are things really getting better for me if I let them cast stock up? I'm gonna force will this. I feel like in a pretty desperate situation regardless. They play one of their Sink into Stupors and a Thoughtcast. Okay, that's probably good enough as well. There's Emery. We know one card is Sink into Stupor. Come on, land. Okay, GG's opponent. I am out of here. Alright, so pretty disappointed, I have to say, with how this played out. We lost to Painter. Like 8 cast Painter. I didn't actually see Painter. So no, that's wrong. What am I even saying? It was the paradoxical outcome, like Grim Monolith deck. Not really sure what else they had. And we lost to Magas of the Moon out of Moon Stompy. And then we lost, I think, a really sort of tense game versus Esper Stoneblade, which I feel the most aggrieved about losing, I think. We then beat like Simic Omnitel, which was pretty cool, and then we beat a Cloudpost deck that like conceded after game number 1, so who knows. Yeah, not the most sort of stellar outing here. Gosh, I don't know. I don't know about the One Ring like right now. I still think I come back to wanting either 3 or none. Like I felt like 2. There were a couple of times where I was like, well, I mean, if I draw the One Ring right now, then like I can maybe win, but that's what I need to draw because I need the card advantage plus the quote unquote time walk where I don't take any damage for a combat step. Also, I think like the One Ring excels in multiples because like resetting your ring is a way to prolong the game and just like keep accruing card advantage to a point where it's insurmountable. But like sometimes you'll get into spots where, well, I mean, I've drawn a bunch of cards with One Ring now, but I'm untapping for the last time with this ring, and I really need to either win the game right now or to play another ring to reset it, right? And I think, yeah, I would probably want 3, and the obvious cut for me would be Personal Tutor, but then we're sort of skating near the edge of what I feel comfortable with in terms of like blue cards. So I know. Well, I hope you enjoyed this outing, and yeah, let me know what you want to see. Like, where do you think Doomsday is going right now? Any special takes or any interesting takes you have on it, and maybe I'll try and run something through a league. Anyways, I'll be back with some more Legacy, so take it easy. See you later.